I know doing things back home, it seems like it's the right things to do when you are abroad, but it is not. Because these people are going to eat your money even if you don't want it. Keep your money to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Do not send your money to them to do things for you because they don't know how hard you worked to get this money. So please, the money is yours. Keep it to yourself. Keep those bank accounts. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. My name is Jackie at All Things by Jackie. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe, and for the returnee, thank you so much for always tuning in. Today's video, we are going to be addressing the topic that I was talking in my previous video, which is let's talk about doing things back home while living in the diasporas or abroad. So I jogged down few things or few points that I'll be addressing in this video. Most people, when they go abroad, they go in terms of wanting to go and upgrading their life, upgrading their parents and all these things. And then when they come back home, they don't find anything. You come back home and there's nothing at all, or you come back home, there's 5% of what you did, or maybe let's say 20, 50. If you find your 100%, like I said, you are the most blessed person. You are blessed with the right people in your life. But most people are not lucky. You spend 10 years of your life abroad, and then you show up back home, and like I know when we went to Canada, all of us are going to be attesting to this. Most of us, when we went, we were like, we don't know if we're going to get papers. So the main thing was to do things as fast as you can. And I think this is the experience with most people that went abroad. Like you go like, I have to do as many things as I can before the immigration take me back home. So you try your best to push. It's like you are pushing onto something, right? And you're like, you made money. I can't go out because I have to do things back home. Like that is the main thing. That is the first point. I can't go out because I have to do things. I don't know when the immigration will show up, and at least I want to have this certain amount of things before the immigration show up. So I would have to do A, B, and C before I start partying, before I start enjoying my life and all those kind of things. And if you're unfortunate and are taken, like some people came back like within 2 years, 3 years. That's when the immigration decided that they are sending them back home, right? And they came back and their stuff was not there. Imagine spending 3 years of your life working hard and come back to nothing. Just imagine. It's so painful, like, and that is 3 years. Now, you know what they do? For the first couple of months, they'll be doing your things the right way, like, the right way. You send money, they do things, they send you pictures. You ask, they do everything. And then, boom, when they see that, okay, it's been 2 years, they're not back. It's been 3 years, they're not back. Then they start eating whatever they did. That is if they did something. Most of them, they don't do. But those who did, they do things, and then they realize that you're going to stay there for a little bit. So they start finishing off whatever they did. So with that said, let me just go back to the topic. I just don't want to be rambling around and all those things. I don't want to be all over the place. I want to be sticking to the points, and if something arose to my mind while talking about that topic, I'll be adding into the point. So let's talk about buying cows, right? I'm a herero, so buying cows is like the main thing to us. We survive on cows. We were raised with cows. We like everything. We went to school with cows. Like everything. Cattle are everything to the Herero people. It's basically how we were raised, and it's the most important thing, right? So you decide that, okay, I want to buy cows. You send money. Cows are bought, and you are told, okay, you bought 20 cows. So they are telling you, we bought your 20 cows, and you wait 3 years after you are asking for the amount of cows that you have. Because like cows multiply, cattle, they multiply every year. They give birth, like they produce. There is, in most cases, worst case scenario, they die from drought, they die from other type of thing, right? But let's say if you bought 20, let's say I buy 20 this year, right? At least next year Give me 10 cows. Don't say nothing happened, because it's impossible, right? So next day, if I have 10, just give me 10. Give me 10. Give me 5. Give me something. But the 3 years after, when you ask, they are going to be giving you the same amount that you bought. Then you're like, okay, so what happened? Nobody bothered to explain to you what happened. Okay. And then, when most of the time, whenever you ask about the amount of cows that you have, apparently it's a disgrace, it's a disrespect thing to the Hero nation, to my culture. It's being disrespectful when you're asking how many cows you bought. We people don't understand. We work hard. We clean toilets. You guys, you have to understand that we clean toilets. We clean toilets. We walk under cold weather. You imagine you are doing construction and it's -60 and you have to stand out there using the bush hammer, whatever, that thing that is shaking you, like it's shaking your whole body, but you still go like, I have to push, I have to do something back home. And then you come back home and there's nothing, or you are asking, even if you are abroad, you're still abroad, right? You're just asking, how many cows do I have? The answer will be, you hire somebody to work for you, so they'll be like, no, you can ask your employee, whatever it is, the guy that looks after your stuff, the home boy, whatever. I don't know what it's called in English, right? And then when you ask that person, they'll be telling you like, okay, no, ask the boss. So the boss is somebody that you put in charge, or the person, that the in-between person between you and the worker, right? That person that bought stuff for you. And then when you ask him, he's telling you ask the boss, and the boss is saying ask the worker. So you are in between. You ask to a point where you go like, okay, I'm not asking anymore, because what is the point of asking? Like, even for 2-3 years you ask about the same thing and you don't get the answer to. So what is the point of asking anyway? And at this point, some people, they continue doing whatever they were doing. Some people, they stop. And they start partying, they start enjoying their life. And this same person that you were asking how many cows they bought for you, they'll be the one saying, no, they are abroad there, they don't do anything back home, they don't what. I don't do anything back home because you don't tell me what I have. I have to know what I'm working for. I have to know what I'm working towards. Like, we have different goals, right? My goal maybe is to have 100 cows. And if you're not telling me how much I have right now, how will I know, or how will I buy more? I cannot buy more because you are not telling me what I have, right? Like, you guys have to understand these things. And I don't know. Is it necessary to buy cows? Is it? I don't think it is. Because for me, I feel like it's a waste of time. I feel like it's a waste of your energy and your hard-earned money and everything. I don't think it's worth it. That is what my brain says right now. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. Some people, they even go to a point where they go like, no, we are going to rent a farm. So these cows that you have, you need to pay per head, is 25 per head. And then for years, you've been paying this head, you've been buying food, you've been buying feeding these cows and everything, paying for waters and paying for the worker and everything. And then you show up in Namibia. The amount of money that you were sending for the cows, like let's say they said you have 20 cows and you are paying $20 per head, right? So you know that, okay, I'll be paying $2,000 or whatsoever. And then just for you to show up in Namibia, and the money that you were paying, the cows are not even equivalent to the amount that you were paying. So there's nobody to Lord, there's nobody to ask. Nobody's explaining anything to you. Nobody's saying anything. They just present whatever they presented to you. That's it. And you have to take it as it is, because if you ask, you're going to be a bad child. You guys will work hard. We clean, like, I'm going back to cleaning toilets. We clean toilets. Like, we clean toilets. Hey. Imagine being pregnant, right? Heavily pregnant woman. You are there, somebody shit down there, and you have to clean that mess up just for you to do something back home, and just to show up that things are not done. And sometimes they even take pictures of a lot of cows and everything, and they show you like, this is what you have, this is all yours. Namibian people, you guys are heartless. I'm just gonna keep saying you guys are heartless for as long as I can remember. I'll say it out loud. Like, this is not just from my experience, it's from different people. This is just in general. These things happen to a lot of people. Some people came from the UK, they went to Canada because of this same situation. Some people came from Canada, they went to UK for this same reason. So I also believe that the reason why this keep happening is because we never talk about it. Something happened and we are afraid of being disrespectful to our parents, beloved parent, and we choose to keep quiet, and they keep doing it to the next person, the next person, the next person. It keep happening because they feel like what they are doing is right. I don't even know why they feel. I think let me just leave it out there. Let's talk about buying houses. Well, we were so stupid. Like, me personally, I was stupid back then. Just that I never bought a house, but my mentality was I cannot buy a house because the house is going to be in somebody's name, and the way people eat people's money, they will send you a picture of a house. They will buy a house. I mean, they will tell you that they bought the house. Imagine somebody telling you, "No, I found a house for you. It's 700,000. Send the money." You send the money. They send you a nice house that they took pictures of. They find pictures of the inside on Facebook or wherever they find them, pictures online or whatever. Then they send you nice pictures, and then they'll be like, "No, we need an upgrade of the house here, renovation here, and then there." So imagine, on top of the 700,000, you send more money. Even let's say you send another 200,000, 250,000 just for renovation, and then you go like, "Okay, can we rent out the house now?" And they'll be like, yeah, we'll try to find somebody to go in, and blah 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 blah. They never find somebody. Whenever you ask, it's an excuse after an excuse after an excuse. And the fact that they send you pictures all the time, they'll be like, "No, we need to repaint. Maybe you want a different paint." And then you say, "No, I want a pink paint. Let me say that." Maybe, like, for instance, right? Then they find another pink house somewhere in the street, whatever. They send you pictures of what they did and what. Yeah. You show up in Namibia, the house is not even there. The house is not there. They were just taking random pictures from somewhere else. Other people, random pictures from different houses that are not even like. That is Namibian people for you. And another thing is, right, when it comes to houses, I don't even know why we were buying houses on people's name, because some people, they did bought the house. Okay, you send money to your brother, your sister, whoever, they buy the house for you, and you come back home. They're like, "No, the house is under my name, so I'm not going anywhere." So if you want your house, I don't even know how you can prove that is yours. The house is under my name, and I'm not giving you the house. So that's what it is. It stands there. What are you going to do? You cannot show up in court and say the house is yours, right? Because it's on somebody else's name. It's not under your name. So how are you going to prove that the house is yours? I don't know. It's going to be a tough journey for you to prove that. There's this other guy, right, who bought a farm under his, I think it was his cousin or something, and imagine a farm that you are buying cash from abroad. Because the guy was like, when I was abroad, I wasn't thinking of doing anything else. I was just saving up my money so that I can just buy a farm and start buying cows and stuff in my farm, right? So when I come back home, I have the farm and the cows, whatever and stuff. How do I have to say, cows or cattle? I think it's cows, cattle, whatever. He stayed, he came back, and the cousin is refusing to give the farm. They went the hard way, they went to court, everything. The court is saying the house is not, the farm is not under your name, so there's nothing we can do. And that's how he lost the farm. And this is how most people lose their houses. You buy houses under people's name, you show up in Namibia, the house is not yours. As simple as that. That's what it is. And there's an easy way, there's an easy way of buying a house under your name. It's not that hard, but we just don't take time to research and getting as much information as we need to get through the process, because we are in a rush. You're like, I have to do this and move to the next one and we are all over the place, you know. And that is because we are afraid of him, not because we want to be, but it's because we are afraid of the immigration. We are afraid that if the immigration show up, I want to go home with having a house back home, even if I don't have anything else. That is us when you're abroad. That is what most people think about. That's why they buy in a rush. But still, you can still buy in a rush using a lawyer, because it's the process is not going to be longer when you're putting it on somebody else's name than when you're putting it on your own name. It's going to be the same process. Basically, what the lawyer does is, let's say you are the co-signer. You go to the house, you view the house, you want it, and then you say, okay, honey, here's the house. Here are the documents. You sign the document because you are co-signing, right? So you say that the other person that is abroad have to be sending you the IDs and everything. You fill in your details. You sign as a co-signer. You are not the buyer. You are the co-signer, right? And then you take these documents to the lawyer, or the agent take these things to the lawyers, and the lawyers will be sending an email where both of you are going to be CC'd. So me, the person I'm buying the house for, and the agent. So in that moment, the house is going to be under your name, not mine, because I'm in Namibia, you are in Canada, or you are in UK, wherever you are in the world, and this house is going to be under your name. All you need is just to take them documents. There are not all of them that need to be signed in front of the lawyer. Some you can just sign at home and that's it. But there are those that need to, I think those are the deed of transfer or something like that, that you need to, deed of sale. Those one are the most important ones that you have to take in front of the commissioner or the police and send the documents back home, and this house is going to be under your name. Another thing is the money. You don't have to be sending the money to me, because hey, we all have teeth. Money is the root of all evilness. Money is a problem, right? So instead of sending the money to me, you can deposit the money straight into the lawyer's account. It's simple. The same way you are sending the money to me is the same way you're going to send the money to the lawyer. And this process, they give you like a month, 2 months to pay off this money. Like, it's not something that they wake up and say, after signing the documents and depositing the money that you're buying the house, they cannot sell the house to somebody else. So as soon as you deposit the money, you start putting money the same way that you're going to put the money in my account is the same way you're going to put the money in the lawyer's account. So I don't see why we used to think the most important thing is putting in somebody else's name. Not working for me, and I don't know why we were doing that, but that is just a heads up, because things happen. People will be showing you pictures of houses that are not yours. They'll go to Malfoy and send you a picture of a house in Malfoy saying that is the house that you bought, just for you to show up back home and realize that no, there's no house. So that is my advice to you guys. Like, I'll be doing another video where I think I'll be collaborating with my friend on that one about real estate and stuff. Yeah, but for this one we are not doing that, so let's end there for now. Another thing is putting money in people's bank. Oh God, we went to Canada. Me personally, I went to Canada. I used my bank account because I still had money in my Namibian bank account, and then I stayed active for a couple of months and it closed down. Why did I have to let it close down? So that I can start putting people's money in other people's bank. Like, that's what we do. You are there and you're like, brother, can you open an account for me? I want to start depositing money into that account, just in case when I come back home I would have a saving. You can't even save your own money, but we trust these other people. Imagine, right? Some situation, I think it's also tempting. It's not all on people back home. It's also on us, because imagine, right? You are sending money to somebody who have been getting paid like 10 grand, 15 grand per month. That is the highest money they ever got into their bank account. And you start putting in your 50 grand into this somebody account. Let's say 50 grand is a lot. You start putting in even 30 grand into this account that they opened for you. You put money this month, they put money, and then in 3 months they realize, oh, bye. this whole 120,000 sitting in this account. If I use 10 grand and then I'll replace it with 2 grand, 2 grand, 2 grand till December, I'll be able to replace the whole 10 grand. Maybe if I use it, what? Because when these people are eating your money, they don't eat with the intention of wanting to eat the money, or they do eat with the intention of wanting to eat, but their main reason, I believe, is saying that I'll use the money and then pay it back. But they never get to pay it back because they do not have the resources. That is what I believe. So what I'm saying is, do not put your money in somebody else's account. The money is yours. You can't keep it. How do you expect somebody else to keep it? You are the one working hard. You are the one cleaning all these things. You are the one working in the cold. So why do you think if you can't keep it, somebody else will? They can't keep it because they don't even know how hard you are working to get this money. They just think, oh, that's somebody abroad, and those people have money. That's why they say those people have money. They don't know how you get it, so they cannot manage it as much as you would. So it's better to save it in your account in Canada, UK, wherever you are, than sending to somebody who doesn't know how hard it is for you to earn that money. Do not send money to people. People will be saying they open their account. They will be sending this as I'm sitting here. Send me a bank statement. If you ask me to send you my bank statement right now, tell me, Jackie, I want a bank statement worth $1 million. I'm gonna create that bank statement for you and send it to you within a blink of an eye. It's not hard. So if you ask somebody and say, no, you've been putting money in the account, and you ask them to send you the bank statement, because based on your calculation, you're like, I'm supposed to be having maybe 200,000. This person will be making and send you 220,000, and then you're like, oh, I thought I had 200,000. No, you've been putting money, blah 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 blah. The bank, what. So your money accumulated. Now you have 220. You believe that, oh, okay, I'm making more, and it's all along it's just a lie. You show up in Namibia, there's no money in the bank. So keep your money to yourself. If you can't keep it, nobody else will keep it for you. Next point. Buying villages home. Sorry about that. Buying villages home, or doing villages home. There are people who came back. They thought that they built a house, the village. They bought some things, and just for them to realize there is nothing all along. The pictures of them houses and villages, whatever that the people were sending to them, they were just sending from different from other people homes again. It's just random pictures that they took. Like, this is, in most of the cases, pictures are the most deceiving thing. All they do is just take pictures. Everything you ask, don't worry, I'm going to the village this weekend, I'll be sending you a picture. Boom. Some they are honest. They'll buy the plot for you, and then you're like, okay, I want to start building, and then you send the money, and somebody will be like, no, I had, like, Lord Jesus, they wait for you to ask. After asking, okay, I sent money to buy what, did you buy it? And they'll be like, yes, no, I didn't, I had this problem, so I used the money. In 2 weeks time, I'll be able to replace the money. And then they never replace. And some people, they get smart enough, and they're like, okay, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not going to continue with the plot. If the plot is there, it's fine. I'm going to find it like that, and it's going to be mine. And you come back home, the plot is there, nothing is done, you start from scratch. It's fine. It's better than nothing, right? It's better than nothing. It is better than nothing. But stop sending people fake pictures. So what do you get from that? Eventually people come back. There are those who didn't make it to come back alive, but most of the time people come back and they find nothing. And you don't even, the fact that no explanation is given is what hurt the most. No explanation will be given to you of what happened to the money that you sent. Nothing. The struggle. Cheating. Another thing is buying cars. You want a car, you send money, and the car, it's bought, and sometimes you are, how do I put it? Sometimes you know what you want. You specifically mention it. You see, like, I want this kind of car. You see a kind of car that you want. You send the money. The person buy you a different car. That is if they buy. And they expect you to be happy because they bought the car. And you're like, I cannot be happy because that is not the car I asked you to buy. I send you money to buy me this specific car and you bought me trash, and I should be happy because you bought it anyway? No, I'm not happy. I'm not. I cannot. I'm sorry, but I cannot be happy with that. I cannot be happy with that. And then you show up back home, you get the car if you're lucky. You show up back home, your uncle is like, no, I cannot give you the car because it's the only car that I have. My dear, what do you mean it's the only house? It's the only car that you have. The car was never yours in the first place. You were not supposed to use the car in the first place. You were supposed to buy the car, put it away, and cars. I don't even know why we buy cars when we are. Why is it, My mentality is just. I think my mentality is just at another level. Imagine you are in Canada. You buy a car today worth 200,000. You are not coming back to Namibia because you don't have. If you have paper, it's different because okay, I'm going to visit Namibia anyway, so I'll need a ride to be taking me places. But if you don't have papers, you don't even know when you are coming back to Namibia, and you are buying a car anyway. My dear friend, if you go to Hours Delta today, buy your nice Isuzu worth 250,000, by the time it get out of Hours Motor, the value depreciate, the value start going down no matter what. Even if you are not driving the car, even if you just buy the car from Hours Delta and put it in a container somewhere for storage, the value will go down. It's not going up. So let's say in how many years you decide to come back home, maybe you come back after 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, 1 year. That car you will not be able to sell for the same amount that you bought it for, even if it was never driven by anybody. So why do we bother with cars? If you have papers, like I said, it's different because you are coming home and you don't have to send somebody to buy you a car. You can just come and buy the car yourself. That is if you don't have people. But again, maybe friends are better. I think working with friends is better than working with relatives. Trust me. That's what it is. Don't buy cars. Don't buy cars. Leave them cars out. Save your money. Buy houses. Things that, even if you, like, let's say if you buy a plot today, you buy an earth, just an empty earth, right? The value of that earth is going to go up even with nothing. Just by other people upgrading their places beside you, the value of your earth plot, whatever, is going to go up. If you bought it for 150, in 5 years time you'll be able to sell it even for $1 million, depending on the value and everything. But it's going to go up. The value, it's going to go up no matter what. The value of the house go up. So invest the money in the right thing. And when you're investing the money in houses, it's gonna be easier because you're not sending the money to anybody. You're putting the money in the lawyer's account, the Hoveka Kauta's, whatever, Dr. Werner Kauta, something, that law firm. You're just putting the money straight into the account. That's it. And everything is done. The house is on your name, so nobody's going to take that away from you no matter what. Another thing is, should you do things back home? That one, I don't know. But as for me, if I had a second opportunity here and I'm somewhere else and I'm in between of doing things back home and not doing things back home, I'm not going to do things back home. I'm not going to lie. The way we work hard, I'm not going to do things back. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to do things back home. Never. I won't. Because it's not easy, because we want, like, my mouth is so loose. Sometimes I feel for myself, my mouth is so loose. Like, sometimes I want to say things. Sometimes I even I have criminal mind at the same time. Sometimes I even want to kill people. So I don't want to be in a position where I have to kill somebody because they ate my money. No, I don't want to be there. So my answer to that question is no. How should you keep your money? Keep your money in your account. Try saving. You are grown up. Learn how to save money. Like, if I have to do something if I'm abroad, the only thing that I will do different is just invest in real estate. That's it. I will never invest into anything else. Buy cows, buy what nonsense I want. I will never do such a thing. And that is the same thing that I'm saying to you right now. The journey is not easy. Hustle your hustle, keep your money, take vacations. Like, I don't want people to come for me because I don't want to be sitting in a meeting under the tree, Konjatu, and I have to answer things. So I'm not going to open my mouth and say something. I don't want to. So I'm just going to keep quiet. I'm not going to say anything because my mouth is so loose. Even if I had to sit, trust me, if I have to, like from this video, right? Even if I have to go sit under a tree in a meeting and answer for everything I said in this video, I'm going to answer. I don't care. I'm going to answer. And there I'm going to be very rude. Imagine when you are saying something from your heart. Like, I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm not going to insult people. That is not how I was raised. But I'm just going to say how I feel. I'm just going to say it as it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Because the problem is we sugarcoat a lot. We don't tell the truth. We just sit and say, no, it's Uncle Who. I can't say anything. It's Auntie Who. Auntie Who. My dear friend, if you are on the wrong side of whatever, I'm going to step on your head. I don't care. I'm going to say it as it is. Because it hurt us a lot. When you work hard, the waking up, the double shift. Oh, have you ever guys did double shift? If you've never been abroad, you don't understand. You will never understand about the double shift because people in Namibia, they are so reluctant. They don't care about moving forward. The only thing they care about is just as long as you have your room that you are renting for 1,000 grand, whatever, as long as you are wearing these expensive, they don't care about moving forward. The only thing they care about is having cars. That's it. In Namibia, if you have a car, you made it in life. That's it. Have a nice car, the most expensive car. My dear friend, you made it in life in Namibia. That's all. But, and for that matter, I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying you won't understand the hard work that we put in to try to create a living for ourselves when we are abroad. We try so hard. It's not easy. We try our best to make it, and you guys make it so hard for us. You guys make it so hard for us. Imagine having to stop talking to your own parents just because they ate your money. And you cannot ask them, so you choose not to talk to them. This is what some people do. You come home and they are like, no cow is moving out of my whatever, crawl, whatever. And you're like, the cows are not yours, they are mine. And I want to move and I want to start my own life as a grown-up woman or a grown-up man. What do you mean? No, both are mine. I'm just going to give you a few for you to start. What do you... Jesus, I know. Some things are just not better. Whatever. They say, don't say anything. I think it's better if you keep... Better for who? It's not better. It is not. They say it's better. That's why they say. You sit and they're like, no, I think it's better. You just don't say anything. What? It's not better. It's better for who? It's better for you, not for me. It's better for you because you never worked hard for this. You don't know how hard I worked to get it. So it's better for you. But for me, it's not better. Like, it is not easy. Maybe it's not easy. The struggle is real. The journey is hard. Keep your money to yourself. People abroad, this is my advice to you guys. Keep your money to yourself. The money is yours. Nobody is going to understand how hard you work to get that money. So they can never maintain it for you because they don't know how hard it is for you to get it. That is what I'm saying right now. I'm sitting in front of you right now telling you to keep your money. I'm speaking from experience. I'm like, keep your money. Keep your money. Please keep your money. Thank you so much for watching.